This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
Hey there, it's Brian Sebastian. Movie reviews and more live on Talk 4 Media around the world, and also on K4HD podcasting and radio. So here's the thing I love about stuff. I love having my original engineer, Rebel. I have to give her credit because I've missed her so much. It's fun to have her back here. But here's the thing. We're streaming live on Worldwide TV Network, WomanOnTV.tv, and iTube 247 out of Franklin, Tennessee, with over 6,300,000 in clowning. Did I just say clowning? Yeah, I did. Climbing. I'm so excited because Rebel's here, and I'm excited because I've been waiting for this show for a long time. So, Rebel, you can bring everybody in because here's the thing. I don't want to see me. I want to see everybody else. So here's the thing. So from Nashville, Tennessee, the dapper, the one, the actor, model, former one of the top interior designers around the world, and he's in house number, or I should say room number 14 out of 150, the one and only Howard Wiggins. He's shaking his head no, but he actually lives in a mansion. So I never know which house he's in because it always looks great. And he loves art too, so this will be interesting. So I really wanted this show to happen because I was minding my own business at the LA Art Show one day, and I ran into this woman by accident. She was coming one way and I was going another way. And then I forgot who was the guy's name. I think his name was Robert, who kind of introduced us. And it was one of those things where we kind of turned, we like looked at each other, and she goes, are you coming to see my art? And I'm like, I'm coming to see your art. And I go, well, who are you? And I'm like, and I looked at this thing, and I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. It was huge. And I'm like, what is this? It was like spectacular. Like, I still can't stop looking at it when I see photos and images of it. But she's done a lot. Her artwork is all around the world. She's an art therapist. She's that great artist. And when I look at her art, I can't stop looking at it. I literally have looked at it for hours. And I mean hours, and I've never done that before. Howard, I'm sure you can appreciate that. I'm kind of new to the art world the last 4 years, but I'm like, I could see things popping out I never saw popping out before. I saw zebras, I've seen elephants, I've seen women's bodies. I saw stuff that she didn't even know that she painted. But the whole thing about this, her artwork is just fabulous. It is around the world, and I'm glad to call her my friend. I call her Gia, but Gia, you can pronounce your name for the audience and our fans around the world. Go for it.
My full name is Galeet Gia Z, and I'm using Gia too.
I can't say that correctly. I'd be in trouble. See?
Galeet, it's like waves. It's waves. This is
and she does make waves too. So again, here's the other guy. I've been waiting for him because he's never had the chance to be on our show, but he's had our friends on the show. Mike, I'm not even going to introduce your name. I want to hear your voice. Mike, introduce yourself. Tell everybody who you are and why we're friends.
Oh, come on. I was hoping you could outdo my intros. You know, that's the whole thing. I was looking forward to that. And when you mentioned about, clowning and everything, I thought you were going to start a comedy club in Franklin, Tennessee, which I love to see you do. And when you talked about Howard and Galeet, being in room number, whatever it is, I thought it was, let's make a deal. Is it door number 1, door number 2, door number 3, and all that stuff. So we had that. But of course, basically I've had you on, Brian. You're always terrific. And of course, all the friends, Jimmy Starr, Ron Russell, and he had Wendy Stewart and Sherry Nelson, Terri Marie, and all the people from the group. The list goes on and on. I've over I think 1,000 guests. I'm just about losing my mind here. And of course, anyway, my name is Mike Wagner. It's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show. It's powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com. And also brought to you by our official sponsor, the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson's The Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. And of course, I've been broadcasting since 1982, and I've been going for about 35 years. And the reason why I say 35 is because I took some time off to raise a young family, which now they're all grown and going their own ways. And I got two that are artists. One's going to be an aspiring chef, and my daughter is actually a leading force in prairie punk called Bar Group up in Bismarck, North Dakota. So anyway, I've had about 1,000 guests on my show, and I'm heard for 40 podcast platforms: Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, also Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, and Apple Music. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn. Heard worldwide, Joe 7, Radio Public, Himalaya, and the YouTube channel. Also on BitChute and Rumble. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok as well. And make sure you take us with you on any mobile device. And if you're interested in my gifts, you can also message me as well. So,
and that's why I wanted Mike to introduce himself, because you can't get any better than that. It's all about that. And it's not about bragging. It's about the things that you've done. So when you're in this business, and Mike knows, it's a tough business. It's not what it was when we started. You started the same year I started in 1982. Things have changed when it comes to stuff. But the thing about, I always tell people, and Mike knows this, he understands this, when we're booked 4 months ahead and no one drops out, it's hard to fit someone at the last minute. Mike knows this too. It's not that easy. But when he also, there's so many people, Mike, when everybody jumped and started to be a podcaster all of a sudden, everybody thought they could do what we're doing, and it's not that easy. They found out, didn't they?
No, it's not. And in fact, the average these days when it comes to starting up your own podcast, they crap out after the 7th episode, realizing I didn't get 1 million listeners. I didn't get like 1,000, 100, not even 10. It's like you had about maybe so many people, and then it just dropped off to where it's like your dog is listening, the only one on the 7th or maybe 8th, 9th, 10th episode, and your cat's like that, you know, let's say Brian Sebastian as the 10th guest, and the cat would be like, like that, you know, that sort of thing. But you know, the thing is, it just does take a lot of work. It takes a lot of preparation. You have to really research the guests. You have to cover the topics, come up with unique questions, not the really obvious ones. It's almost like having a one-on-one conversation. I'm looking forward to a great conversation with all of you on this program. Yo, Howard, Galeet, and Brian, and Terri, Sherry, and whoever's running the board. It's like I'm having a hard time keep up with names. I apologize, folks. It's like I've had it in my brain for like God so many years. So
hey, Howard, talk about this. Let's talk. They've never met you before, but you and Gia are friends on Facebook, because I wanted to make sure of that. Because again, Gia, I tell everybody about you, so all of a sudden it's just like you talk about someone, and where do they go first? They go to either Facebook or Instagram or sometimes TikTok. They go, oh, yeah, let me follow her because Brian said so, or because Mike said so. That's how it works. All right, Howard, tell everybody what you do, your background, your family, because you're going to go on Mike's show, and that'll be fun. I got to listen to that one.
Don't be nervous now. I don't bite.
I'm Howard Wiggins. I used to be an interior designer, one of the world's 35 leading interior designers, in Andrew Martin Volume 3 book that can be still bought anywhere at any bookstore. My father was Little Roy Wiggins. He played steel guitar with Eddie Arnold for, I think, 35 years. And then I do Facebook all the time. I'm with Brian, movies, review, and more. I just did an Elvis Presley documentary where I spoke about my connection with my father's connection with Elvis Presley, because his manager was Colonel Parker, the same as Elvis, but he was my dad's manager first. Let's see, I've got a movie coming out, Who's Going to Take Care of Me, that I'm going to Hollywood to do. Let's see, just a little bit of things going on. That's about it.
And Mike and Gia, he's got a 9-second dancing clip. Gia, I think I showed it to you. Maybe I did. Howard has got 173,000 views and still counting, and the other one has got 7,500 and still counting. That's just 2 out of the 4 that are up. And my friend, vocally Tosh, just joined us from Miami, Florida. So Tosh, you know Howard, obviously. Nathasha. And you may or may not know Mike Williams, and you haven't met Gia yet, so I wanted you to make sure. So, Gia, now we get a chance to talk about your background because this is what it's all about. It's about that art. It's about why do I love your art because you touch people, and sometimes when you ask for something from people, you can create something from them just by them giving them something. Isn't that true? And you're on mute. Unmute.
Sorry,
There you
guys.
go. Good.
Okay, so yes, actually, when I'm painting, when I'm creating, it's something else. It's like my body and my soul are disconnecting, and I'm just channeling with the person that I'm painting for. It's a very magical moment. I don't know how it's happening. It's like after I'm painting in the zone, I'm taking a few steps, and okay, what did I do here? This is the feeling.
And it's one of those things where I've seen that zone.
Yeah.
And the reason I can say this is I'll be laying on her couch and I'm like looking at this painting and I can't stop looking at it. I'm like, I feel like I'm on ecstasy or something like that, Tosh. And it's one of those things where all of a sudden things start popping out of the paintings, and I'm like, well, this is pretty cool. And then I pointed out to her, Mike and Howard, and she doesn't even know that she painted it. And she goes, oh, that's interesting. And then she'll go and start doing something else to it to highlight it, to bring it more out, to make it pop. Rebel, let's take a look at one of her pieces of art that she has there because it's just spectacular when I see this. Keep that up there like that.
Wow, that is
Just
very
Wow. Look at anything and just look
Oh my
at
God,
it.
wait, is that a peacock?
Probably.
There is ton of things and faces and animals
Wow.
and sentence. You cannot observe the painting in a few days. You need a few months for sure.
Wow.
I see
How
my
long did
cat
it?
in there. I know where it's been lately. I see my cat in there.
You will see a lot of stuff. You will see a lot of stuff. Actually, this painting was created 3 years ago, and it took me like a month from day to night, night to day. It was really magical.
Wow, it's
Then,
impressive. It's beautiful.
thank you so much. I really strive to create art that it's open to interpretation
Yes.
because reality, it's not exist.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is in our mind. So if I see something and I show you what I see that you didn't see it before, and after I show you, you said, oh, Gia, now I can see it. This is how I wish we can live on planet Earth, to accept each other differences and an eye point of view. So,
Is
Let's
this
take a
at
look
your
at one
house?
more.
what?
The painting? Is that like, do you have it or did you sell it?
Yes, I still have it. And it's open for sale. And it also glows in the dark like crazy.
Oh my
Just
God.
glow
I
in the
wish you
dark.
had a picture of that. That's really cool.
Go to my
What size is
Instagram.
it?
It's a
What's the size of it?
12 feet by 8 feet.
Ooh, that's large.
Very nice.
And it's not big enough. I cannot create on small canvases. I don't feel that I have enough room to express myself. So I love to paint on big ones.
So Mike, I always wondered about how artists did this, and it was one of those things where when she was outside, I saw her put things together like she was a carpenter. I go, this is fascinating. I wish I should have recorded her without letting her know because I thought it was very, very interesting. And then she brought it into her room, and I'm like, how's she's gonna get this into her room? And I don't know if she mass taped it up or what she did, but she got it up, and then she goes, she's looking at it, and I'm like, I'm going to create. And so she goes,
my God,
she's got to put certain music on. So she put some music on, and all of a sudden, things started happening. And I would go and peep in because I'm on the couch looking at the other one still, staring at things popping out. And then I'd get up and go and look, what is she doing now? All of a sudden, that's where you see the magic work. And I thought it was fascinating. So, Rebel, let's take a look at one more piece, and then we're going to go into what Tosh does.
This one I created for some clients. She asked me to paint her love life, and it's exactly it. If you can see the birds, the branches, the flowers, it's all related to her ex, to the future. And every day she's calling me, Gia, you will not going to believe how the painting is exactly what's going on in my life. This is exactly it. So I'm very pleased, and it's my honor to create something for people that remind them their journey, that give them positivity, and help them put a smile on their face.
And that it does. It's just wonderful. So when we were at the LA Art Show, I loved it. This is one of the reasons why I go around to every booth. I don't want to miss anything. I want to see what kind of stands out. And then Howard, you'll get a kick out of this. I'm actually there's 35 artists. Gia, this is what I was telling you about in June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in Toronto, Ontario. I'm one of the jury members to pick art for artists, and I've never done it before, but it's fascinating. I'm seeing some spectacular work on a computer. I can only imagine what it really looks like because I keep looking at it, but I want to just give the artist a real sense of, is it moving me? Is it touching me? Do I feel it? What's all of this all about? Because I don't know who they are. It's very interesting, and I'm really honored to do that because I'm the only movie critic guy on it. They have a fashion design, one of the best in Canada. He's on it, and a couple other people who I haven't met yet. All right, Tosh, since you popped on late, let's talk. What have you been doing? I know you've been working on stuff, so tell everybody what you're doing because I want you on Mike's show too. I've been telling you about it for years.
Oh, absolutely. That would be fantastic. Well, I'm a urban Latin pop singer from Miami. I've been doing music since I was in middle school. I did like band, choir. Um, but I ended up doing, sorry, I hear feedback, so I'm hearing myself and it's so weird.
It's perfectly okay. You got headphones, you got your mic. You're doing a great job, by the way.
Thank you. So I have my little AirPods in. What was I saying? Oh, okay. So yeah, so 3 years ago, right when the pandemic happened, I kind of had a really huge realization. I was like, listen, I'm very unhappy in what I'm doing, like career wise. Like I wasn't doing anything with music. And I decided to like get back into music and started releasing my own original songs during the pandemic. And 3 years later, like up to today, I have 6 singles out. I have a new song that will be releasing this upcoming, not this Friday, but next Friday. So I will be doing a lot of social media like campaigns, like giving teasers. It has like a music video and it's very fun. So all of my music, I'm a very like really big on like positive and like really beautiful energy. So I like to create music that when people listen to it, it puts them in a good mood. It like, inspires them to get with their day and like really have a successful day. So it's all about like just really good energies. And I like to mix rhythms. Like I do Brazilian funk a little bit. I mix a little bit of the Latin pop, go into a little bit of reggaeton. So it's been a fun journey, kind of just exploring and getting to know my own self as an artist. So it's very exciting to see all the great stuff that I've been doing. Like last year, I had the chance to perform in Times Square. I was invited to perform in Vegas during the Latin Grammy Music Week. And because of all these things that have been happening, because of Brian, literally like every person that like I've talked to on the show, like things have blossomed beautifully like after that, and I'm very grateful for Brian because he definitely has helped me a lot in my career, and we're killing it now. I'm an on-air personality in La Mega 97.5 in Rochester, New York, and that's literally because of Brian. So
yeah, Mike, she's joined us now.
I was going to say what's the website of your radio station? I want to tune in.
Yes, so I'm on every single Sunday. It's just Spanish. It's the number one Spanish station in Rochester. But it's lamegarock.com. Like
lamega.rock. Okay, got that.
No, La Mega Rock. I'll write it on the chat, but it's lamegarock.com. That's like their website, but you can download the app as well and you can tune in while I'm live on Sundays from 4 to 8. So I've been doing it for 3 weeks already, and I've been having like really great feedback, and I honestly love everything in the radio industry and music, and I get to talk about my music and my passion, and I'm like, I feel like it's a win-win.
And do you have your own podcast, Nathasha?
I don't.
Us, movie reviews and more.
Yeah, I mean, but not by myself. But yeah, this is the only podcast that I'm on.
I was talking about having your own podcast. You can also expand on that as well too. And Galeet, I was going to mention about with your art and everything. My daughter Bart Goop is an artist as well too. She's on Instagram on Bart Goop. So if you want, hit her up and compare art and everything else, you can do that as well. And you too, Howard, as well.
Okay. You know, guys, that all of us are artists, but some of us just drop the pencil when a grown-up told them, this is not beautiful, this is not perfect. And a lot of people just don't create because they're afraid from the result. And this is exactly also what I'm doing. I never learned how to paint. I'm not calling to myself a painter, I'm calling to myself an artist. People see me as a painter, but I really paint and create from my soul. That's it.
Galeet, do you have any foundations that purchase your art? Big foundations that collect art. Do you have anybody doing that?
If I have people that collect
Yeah,
my
instead
art?
of people. Like I know Vanderbilt here in Nashville collects art, and other foundations have big money, big budgets, and they could buy artwork of your size for their galleries and stuff, their private collections.
Not yet, but I sold more than 250 paintings in the last 5 years, which is awesome. Also from one client to another that people are talking about.
All personal
Word of mouth, yeah.
Okay.
But I would love to expand my clients, of course. All the time.
And the reason Howard just said that, because Howard's a fixture in Tennessee, so wasn't his family. And that's why I like Howard's. All right, so Howard, what are you wearing today? And what's the art that you have in the back? Because he is an art collector too.
Well, the most expensive piece that's in the picture is a little silver piece. Let's see, right there. And it's Linda Bangless, and it's Lydia, I think. Bangless, and you can look it up. And I purchased that back in the 80s, and it's worth 5 figures now. So,
wow.
But I'm very good at purchasing art, and I have been ever since I was 16. When I was 16 years old, I used to go to a local art gallery, and I would pay them like $60 a month. I didn't care how much something cost. They just let me pay on it. It was before charge cards, and when I got it paid for, I took it home and I kept going. And I've done that all my life and collected art. And I've got probably more art than I do in my house than I do in my house itself. So, but I appreciate art. If I wasn't a designer, I would have been an artist. And I have a sister-in-law, Melody Brzezinski, and she's a famous artist in Switzerland. And all her artworks has stories behind it. It's very similar to yours. I mean, it has birds and animals, but she tells the story about the birds and the animals and the mice and stuff along with the faces, which is just as interesting as her artwork. But I love, the hardest part about an artist is coming up with something that nobody else does. You can copy anybody, but to be an original and have work that I can look at your work and I can remember it like I did, and to see how you evolve through the years and how your artwork changes, just like a music artist. Madonna doesn't stay in her 80s music, she keeps going. So you evolve, but there's something about your artwork that I can recognize, and I'm like, I don't have to look at the signature, I know it's yours. So, and I did see that about your artwork, because the moment I saw your artwork, I recognized it, and I look at a lot of artwork.
Yeah,
So,
this is
congrats on that.
Thank you so
That is
much.
very beautiful indeed. Yes, very beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you just explained why I was always looking at it, because like I said, I spent hours on her couch looking at it. I couldn't stop looking at it while she was in another room creating something else. And I thought it was fascinating. And I thought something was wrong with me because I've never done that before. I go, what's wrong with me? And she goes, nothing. You're learning how to appreciate art in a different way, because I've never done that before. I never had the time to do that. I literally sat there like I was high on something, and I was high on her artwork. That's really what it was.
Brian, you should buy a piece, because once you get your first piece, it's like an addiction. You want more.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I have any artists in this house that I don't have at least 2 of their paintings. because if you appreciate one and you never tire of it throughout the years, you want more.
Yeah. Actually, I have 3 art collectors that buy art from me. One from Israel, one from Miami, and one from here. And they have each one of them have like between 1 to 3 painting of mine. And so it's so blessing, really.
That's interesting. Hey, Har, can you show us one of your paintings as well too, since we're talking about that?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, no.
I love the answer.
If Mike, if he was in one of room number 106, he could.
Well, that's right. I forgot he's in room 14.
You want me to take you to a painting that I'm creating right now to a client?
Sure.
Can we do that?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay,
I was gonna
so-
ask. I was like, "That's a wall. Oh my god, that's a huge wall with painting. Wow.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So this painting that I'm about to show you, it starts in her birthday, okay? All of the people that love her just write her wishes and blessing for the birthday. And I continue to create on it. I'm going to show you. It's not done yet, but if you can see.
Now, that's a much smaller size. What size
Yeah,
is that?
I know. It's so hard for me to paint on small size, but I have no choice. This is 3x4. And I don't know if you can see all the wishes and the thing that it's right on it.
Oh, there we go.
Oh my
I
god.
love the writing.
She will remember, and she gets every day that she will look at it, she will see what her daughter write to her, what her best friend write, what her husband, and this is also one that I just started.
Oh my god.
7x4. Yeah. So
Nice.
It's busy. It's busy, Brian. You know me.
I know. I can't wait to get back there. Hey, Mike. So while she's walking back, talk about what was it that made you want to be an announcer or broadcaster? Because you do everything. That's like a lost art in a way.
Well, of course, in a sense, it's a lost art. In a sense, it isn't, because you still speak. You have a microphone, you got headphones, and you record, and you have something to talk about. You have a format and everything else, and it's been going on from the beginning of time. Go all the way back to when radio was first invented. That actually the first music program was just simply playing classical music, reading Bible passages, and back to classical music. The format is still the same, and you just talk about whatever it is. But I think it's where it's that I got started was oh my gosh, I think it kind of just I'll tell you a story about how the radio bug bit me. It was back in 1982. I was actually majoring in computer science, and I was going to be a sports writer, but then computers were the big thing, and of course the junior college didn't offer journalism, but then I took it up later on, and so I went up to the radio booth over at Harper College, WHCM, and figured, well, what I got to lose, and felt the application. All of a sudden, it felt like something just bite me right here. It was like the radio bug just bit me as soon as I picked up a pen and filled it out, and just you get behind the mic, you get nervous and everything, and you realize that, hey, this is like just talking to a friend one-on-one, and everything like that. So I basically have been doing it for quite some time, and I played just about all the music. Yeah, your rock, your top 40, country, pop, disco, and classical, big band, and new wave, heavy metal. It's like you name it, I've done it. So I've had that too, and I've also been doing podcasting since 2018. And one of the publicists contacted me through Facebook, and if I was interested in interviewing guests, says, what does it take? He goes, nothing. I send you guests. I go, how much it cost? Nothing. Send me guests. And all of a sudden, I had Sandy Helberg on my first show on KFYR. I was nervous, and I was like trying to adjust this. I was getting the phones ready, computers. I was sweating like Niagara Falls, and I got him on and talked a little bit, trying to adjust the levels. And it's like, he was the greatest guy there was. It's like talking to a friend. We had such a laugh. And then I ended up having 1,000 great guests, including you, Brian. So it's like, we had like just a great conversation about your movie reviews and more, your dream works. And you had the marching band. That's right. I mean, big marching buff. And
Oh, absolutely. The World of Drum and Bugle Corps. Yeah, I got a great call from them I got to go to Northern California. They're going to come on in June. Matter of fact, they want me to help them with one of the fundraisings and things. And I said, hell yeah, because that's one of the reasons why we're moving up to Northern California. Hey, Howard, talk about this. It's all about dancing. I did this, you know how I did that little thing with you? So I took 2 little clips of Gia. We went to one nightclub. One of the friends invited me. I didn't want to go. It was like when it was really raining. It was like 2 days before the Oscars. And I'm like, I just wanted to do nothing. And I go, you want to go? She goes, sure. So we went. And we went in. We were only there for like an hour, but she started dancing. I took this little clip, 1,400 views in like literally 5 minutes. And then I took another one. It was like 1,700 views, and that was like 9 seconds. So I thought this is interesting when it comes down to that. So Howard and Gia and even Tosh. Tosh's videos did the same thing too. You guys are my good luck charms when it comes to the YouTube shorts. Oh, and by the way, everybody, it's Tasha who uploads our videos. I couldn't have done this without Tosh. That's kind of how she started. So that's why it's exactly. That's one reason why it's great. She uploads other stuff. She creates the flyers. I couldn't be happier for her success, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I met Brian. He was the first person that ever interviewed me about my music, and like we just hit it off. And he was like, you know what? Like, do you want to be like on the radio, like on my podcast? And I'm like, why not? Like, let's go for it. Like, I worked in radio like 3 years ago. I was part of the promotions department. So that's where I got the radio bug. I didn't even know you could have like a full-blown career in radio, because if I knew that, I would have studied that in college. But, you know, life always surprises you. And I think that was the moment that I needed to be in this industry. And look at it, 3 years later, now I have my own show in La Mega, and it's like, wow. Like,
wow.
That is
Full
amazing.
circle.
Yes. And all 3 years. Now, was this all in Rochester, Nathasha?
The what?
Was
The radio when I was in Miami. So
Miami. Okay. So you went from Miami to Rochester. Okay.
Yeah, no, I live in Miami. I don't live in Rochester.
Oh,
So
okay. I thought for some reason you lived there, but don't mind me. So yeah, you got some great people in Miami. I'd love to visit there one day, by the way.
Well, you know why he's asking that, Tosh, is because in the old days, we had to actually move to those states to do that.
Yeah. Now
And
I do
so,
it from home, so it's kind of cool. I have like my own little setup, and I'm like, ooh.
see, Mike, she's cheating. That's what it is. She's cheating. She didn't have to pack up and leave. Hey, Tosh, in the old days, we literally had to move from state to state. That's how you move up. That's our resume in markets. And the least amount of time you could stay in the lower markets. I started in Market 39, which was in Hartford, Connecticut. Howard Stern started in, he was like 45 minutes away from me when he started. He started in Connecticut too. So we grew up at the same time. Mike started at the same time too. It's just one of those things where you moved up by market. I always knew I just wanted to go to California because of the World of Drum and Bugle Corps, but I didn't know what I was going to do. I ended up in Los Angeles by accident. I wanted to go to San Francisco first because that was market number 4, and then Power 106 came on with going up against Kiss FM, and I said, I can do this. I can get on that station, and I snuck my way in. That's how I did it. I wasn't even supposed to be there, and then when the Wave came on, Easy Listening Music, the Wave, which is huge now, I was working at Power 106 at night, and I was working at the Wave during the day, and I wasn't supposed to be on 2 stations. That was a no-no. You never did that, Mike, did we? But they didn't use our voices.
Yeah, back then that was a big no-no, but you also get away with using a different name as well, too. And as long as you're not competing against one another, or if you're, say something that will cause conflict or whatever it is. And nowadays you can get on any station you want. You can be on 10, 20 different stations with the same voice and same moniker. You can change up your name or whatever it is. And of course, you can stay right here as home as well, too. And of course, you guys had great stories getting in as well, too. I got in the majority of the stations I had listed on, and it gave you as well, too, like in Elgin, Southern Illinois, Chicago, Bismarck, and all the other cities as well, too, that actually snuck in as a sports producer. And the funny thing is that they're always looking for someone to run the board, babysit, like, say, high school ball, college, like, say, the Denver Broncos or the Packers. Let's say Miami Dolphins are playing. They need someone to keep the Dolphins on the air, play the ads. And then I got to where it's like I started being full blown, where you record the highlights, it play back, and you start putting together packages. That's how I managed to sneak in. You play music, news, and everything else. So the thing is that you always find a back door to get into like a prime spot. Like promotions or say music, or you'd be like a guest on a show. And I've always gotten in with sports as well, and still a sports fan to this day. And then by the way, Nathasha, since you're in Miami, Tua better do a heck of a better job in Miami next year as part of the Dolphins. He better step it up.
Oh yeah. My boyfriend would agree, because he is, I've had to hear it from him. Absolutely.
Oh, the funny thing about that, Mike, is I went through the back door too, literally. It was one of those things where Howard, remember Merv Griffin? I worked at a Merv Griffin station.
I love Merv Griffin. Howard, Galeet, I'm sure you love Merv Griffin, right? Nathasha, your grandparents probably grew up watching Merv Griffin or listening to him. So,
well, it was one of those things where he had News Radio 14, and that's when I learned. And so I went to college, not to graduate. I went to college to take my communications course so I could get the job that I wanted. And the guidance counselor said this. He goes, "You're supposed to be taking your general mode classes." I go, "Why? I'm taking all my communication courses just in case I get the job." This is what he said. This is why I don't listen to people these days. He goes, "Oh, don't worry about that. You're not going to get that job." The guidance counselor told me that. And I said, "You don't know me." He said that. Guess what? I ended up getting the job.
Of course.
And, so that was the second person.
What did he end up doing?
I wish I could remember his name to tell him, "Hey, we got 15 million views and counting." If I could, that's how unimportant he was.
Hopefully he's not a guidance counselor anymore.
Probably not,
Or maybe he's working at Walmart or something, or even Target too, or like a greeter.
Hey, Rebel, let's take a look at this. We got to show Huck hats because Howard wears these fabulous hats. Howard looks dapper in anything. If you look at him closely, he can look like Sean Connery and John Voight and a couple other people that people said he looks like. But Huck hats is one of those great things that are really good. Well, I like their hats. I'm not Tasha. I don't think you were on during that show.
No,
and the image is not that good.
On.
Oh, yeah. All right. So that's what it's about. But Howard, talk about this. Why do you like those beaver felt hats? What makes that special? Why is that great?
Oh, my God. He custom does hats for their clients, and he can shape them any way he wants, do them any color you want. And he does a lot of distressing, like with guns and different materials, and makes them not look like a new hat, look like an old hat. He's absolutely fabulous. And he's had hats on movie stars and movies that and they're very recognizable. And that's the one thing about it. And a good hat is memorable on a woman or a man. Either way, I love a woman in a hat, and I love to wear hats because every time I wear a hat, it starts a conversation. People stop you, they start talking about you. You don't know what it can lead to. You can make new friends if you just wear a hat.
Is that a Huck hat, the one that you're wearing, Howard?
No, it's not. His hats are pretty expensive for me.
No, yeah, I know, because I went to look and I was like, oh, that's.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Tosh. You're getting a hat, and Howard is getting a hat for free. Don't worry about that. He's gonna get one. Well, no. Here's the thing, Gia and Mike. It's because of Howard. When I was in Tennessee, Howard was standing at the booth, and I'm like, well, these are interesting hats because I don't know how to wear a good hat. Gia looks great in hats too, matter of fact. But I don't know, and so doesn't Tosh. But I don't know how to wear a hat. So Howard goes, there's a way to do it, and Huck said, hey, we will show you how to wear a good hat so everybody looks good one. That's how it happened. It was because of Howard. It wasn't because of me. So I said, sure. So he's coming back on. So that's that.
Awesome.
So Howard, what are you wearing today? So Howard always dresses immaculate. So
today I've got a
hey Rebel, let's show a close up of Howard.
This is custom made, and it's lapis, and it has mother of pearl. Fran Rydell, you can look her up. She made this especially for me. The thing I like most about it, when you put on a necklace, it's hard to clamp the back. This one actually clamps on the front, and I can easily remove it and put it back together. So I don't have to spend 10 minutes trying to get that clasp connected. So, but when I was an interior designer, I bought ties, and I paid big money back in the 80s for my ties because they were all silk. And now I look back in my closet, and I got 3 trash bags full of ties that I don't even wear. And I thought, well, if I had invested in jewelry instead of ties, I would have had something, because jewelry you can always sell, or everybody loves jewelry. So I decided, well, I'm just going to start wearing jewelry and quit wearing ties. And plus, the world's changed. So.
Hey, Rebel. So we got one or two more pieces of artwork that Gia has. Let's see what else she has up there.
Isn't the only two?
Rebel.
I'm sorry, I only have two.
Oh, okay, all right. We had a video here, but it wouldn't play. That's what it was.
Oh.
So here's the thing. So Gia, what makes you stylish? Because you got the stylish look to you.
I tell you the truth, I'm not putting a lot of energy on the outside and clothes. It just the simple that I can dress, and maybe because of I have like a natural chic or something like that. But really, I'm focusing in not doing it too much, not to show that I work on my outfit. Also my hair. I have some. You see?
Oh, I've always wanted to do one of those. Like get those. I always find them
that
so
is beautiful
cute.
jewelry you got. Beautiful jewelry.
Yes, my friend. So she's making them. She's awesome.
Are those chakras? Like
Those?
the bracelets? Are they
Yeah.
chakras?
Yeah. So really, like I'm wearing my jeans that is always with colors on it, white shirts, a few jewelry that make me feel happy, and that's it. If I can go bare shoes, I'm going bare shoes everywhere to pick up my kids from school, on the street. Yeah, it's nice.
Nice.
Not to give a care a lot. Yeah.
Hey, Tosh, talk about what you've been doing lately.
He was actually literally I'm barefoot too at the moment.
I'm with no pants, so.
We'll never know.
Hey,
The
Tosh,
beauty
talk
of
about
the video.
what else you've been doing these days. You got something coming up, your music video. Talk about it.
Yeah, so it's April 21st. It's the release of my song and the music video at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And the song is called Hangyar, which is slang for like hanging out. But it's a song about kind of like a song that you would put on if you're going out to hang out with your friends, kind of get those like energies going, those vibes going. So it's a very fun song. And I shot it on Ocean Drive. So like the coolest thing about that was that I woke up super early that day. I got to Ocean Drive like at 7 a.m. because it was spring break. And spring break in Miami is crazy, and I didn't want that craziness in my video. So I got there at 7 a.m. Like there was nobody on the street, so we were dancing on the street itself, and you have like all the Ocean Drive, like all the buildings. So it looks very, very cool, kind of like Vice City type vibe. So it was definitely one hell of an experience. I got to dance with a dancer, so it's like a choreography. I had some of my friends that were part of the video as well. So it's nice I watched the video so many times, and I'm very happy to be able to show that and share that with everybody else on Friday, because if you look at my videos from like when I first started, there is a huge improvement in like just visual storyline, creativity, even the music itself. So it's very inspiring to me to see like, wow, like, like I've been working at it for about 3.5 years, and like you see the changes that you've been making that have made you better. And I'm in love with everything that I'm doing with like music. It makes me really happy, and I'm very passionate about it. So it's like, you know what, like nobody can tell me like, what are you doing? Like, no. This is I was meant to do music. So little fun fact about me, literally I was supposed to pass away when I was 3 years old. Ooh. And I actually fell off a building, a second floor building, when I was 3. And I was in the hospital for a couple of days. The doctors eventually, told my mom that I was not going to be able to make it past like 24 hours of that night, because I had my brain was swelled up. I had internal bleeding that just wouldn't stop. And all of a sudden, like in the middle of the night, like, literally, it's a miracle because it stopped. Like my brain swelled down. And thank God I don't have any like health issues because of that. And I feel like every time I look at that, I'm like, you know what? Like, I feel like I was left in this earth to do something important. And I feel like music is what I'm meant to be doing.
Take your passion.
That is an
and make it
amazing
happen.
story.
Yeah.
Tosh, I never knew that. I mean, I'm happy that you're here with us. Hey, I know what that's like. I was supposed to be aborted, and I'm not supposed to be here, so I get it. And I think that's one of the things why I appreciate life and people in general.
Mm-hmm.
I don't celebrate holidays. I celebrate every day is a holiday. That's how I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's a very good point indeed too. And of course, we had Soho Johnny on the show as well too. And of course, Brian, you're really good friends as well too. That and I remember this very well from Soho Johnny. Every day is a gift.
Yeah.
I wanted to tell you that I was almost also killed when I divorced my husband. He wanted to kill me. And I, as a Scorpio, I just like punished myself. So mentally and emotionally, I was dead. I was totally dead. And then day by day, painting after painting, I just came up to life.
Built
like the
yourself up.
phoenix.
Bloomed.
Exactly. And like you feel that you came to do something on this planet Earth with your voice.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I'm doing too with colors. Yeah. So we took our passion and make it happen to please other people. And this is so blessing. And don't ever stop doing that. Not for money, not for any reason. I love it and I adore you.
Mm-hmm. And I appreciate all you guys that you do. I appreciate
I wish I could hug all of you.
Guys.
The group hug.
Yeah, that's so nice. I love this. Is like one of like such a soulful interview. Like it's just so. It's nice to have guests on where we can like talk about like on our souls and our passion. It's just this is a really good interview.
I see you so yellow.
You,
you are yellow. I see you yellow.
Tosh, she's probably going to paint you next, knowing her. Hey, we got about 4 minutes left. So, Howard, why should people follow you? Why should people hire you? And why should they watch you dance?
Ooh.
Because I'm entertaining, I'm fun, I enjoy life. It shows, and I think a lot of people are drawn to the positivity of me because I just make people happy. I get all the times that I get people saying, "You just make me happy every day when I look at you." So they want to see how I dress, they want to see what I'm dancing, they want to see just everything I'm doing. So that's it.
And Tosh, so give your social media site links as everything is on, and what do you got coming up for this Saturday, or I should say Sunday on your show?
Yeah. So my website is nathasharumbosmusic.com. You can find all like everything, YouTube, streaming services, everything on there. All my social media platforms are at Vocally Tosh. And then tune in on Sundays. You can download La Mega 97.5 app to be able to listen to me from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. And it's like we play salsa, bachata, reggaeton, like, also throwbacks from the Spanish music world. So it's a very fun radio station. And another thing that is coming up is I am part of a final of a singing competition. It's called Toma Mi Voz. It's from New York, but they brought it to Miami, and I'm a finalist. So that's next Sunday that I'll be singing Set Fire to the Rain. So
wow,
love everybody
amazing.
To the rain. Cool.
All right, Gia, what would you say to inspire people to be artists, to do just a little bit of what you do? And I want you to say it in English and in Hebrew.
Okay, so people need to embrace bravery. Just be brave, be authentic. Don't give a shit for anybody. Be you, and you are magnificent. תהיה אתה, תהיה אותנטי, למי שאתה, תחייך, תאהב את החיים, ותזכור, we are all kids. Guys, we are kids. I am a child, okay? I am raising 2 kids, and they think that they are my mom. So enjoy, be passionate for everything, get excited from anything, and don't take life seriously.
And social media links.
Galeet _Gia _art. And my website is galeetgiaz.com, like you see here. And you can find me anywhere.
Mike, you get the last word.
Yes, I do. Just go to MikeWagnerShow.com, www.themikewagnershow.com. Check me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Twitter as well, too. Also, I hear on 40 podcast platforms, Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple Music. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn. Heard worldwide, Geo7, Radio Public, Himalaya, the YouTube channel. Don't forget to take us with you on any mobile device and powered by Sonic Web Studios and brought to you by official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international war-winning author, Mia Molson-Zia of Amazon.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about that is we're on all those things, but you'll never hear me say all of that. I'm just not going to. But I got to say this. Thank you for everybody. Like I said, I was waiting for this show, and our shows are very special, aren't they, Howard? Aren't they, Tosh? When Terry's on, when Rachel's on, Linda Steele's on, they all wanted to come on, but they had something come up. So we're out of time. We got to say this. Have a good night tonight, a better day tomorrow. If you see someone without a smile, please give them one of yours because the world needs it. I'm Brian Sebastian. This is Movie Reviews and More, and we will see you next week.
Thank you.